Hi guys. The other day I uploaded a video talking about my journey as a traveling nurse, and one of the, I believe she's a subscriber, she comment below and asked me to do a video about my nursing school journey because she's going to school to be a nurse. Now, my journey was a little different because after high school, I did go to nursing school, but I did not pass one of my nursing courses the first semester. Now, I could have continued because I believe you had to make a 75 or higher, and my grade was like a 74.5. And in high school, I was used to them rounding up to 75. Well, in college, they don't do that. At least my particular university that I went to did not round your grade up. You had to have a solid 75 or greater. And as I stated, mine was 74.5. Now, I could have continued that following semester by just taking that class over again. But I wanted to make sure that I was ready. You know, I think I was 19 maybe. I believe I was 19, either 19 or 20 when I enter into the nursing program. So I wanted to make sure that I was ready. You know, I was still at that age. I wanted to party. I wanted to hang out. I wanted to do everything. I was working, hanging out with my friends, and in nursing school. Yeah, bad combination. Something had to give. So I just wanted to make sure that I was ready. So what I did, and it was my choice, I did not have to drop out of college. I could have continued. But what I did was I took the back road in becoming a nurse. What I mean by the back road is I became a certified nursing assistant. I did that for a couple of years. Some other things happened in life, you know, had a child and all of that, which I'm grateful for my child. Then I became a medical assistant. And then I became a patient care tech. Now, yes, everything is still remaining in the nursing field, but however, my goal was to become a nurse. So I took a little bit of the back road, therefore it took me a while to get back into nursing school. I mean, God himself had to tell me, okay, it's time for you to get back into school, get back into college and graduate for your to become a nurse. So, and upon my journey, people was telling me, oh, you need to become an LPN first. Well, mind you, I had already did my certified nursing assistant. I was already a medical assistant. I was already a patient care assistant. So me going to LPN, becoming an LPN, that wasn't much of a jump for me. And again, let me remind you guys, this is my personal experience as becoming a nurse. So there's no shade, no disrespect to licensed practical nursing, because that's what LPN is. I just felt like in my lifetime, I was getting older. I was much older. I needed to just go straight forward. So I went to school for my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So I went back to school, and my daughter was maybe around 6. I believe she was 6 years old. I was a single mom, was still trying to work and go to school. A lot of other things happened. I had to take some core classes. I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself because I actually was a mother of two, a 6-year-old and a 3-month-old. I guess you guys are probably saying, why is she telling that testimony? That's not, you know, you're supposed to be doing your nursing journey. Well, that's a part of my nursing journey, okay? Because being a single mom and being in nursing school was so hard, you guys. And there's a lot of people who probably trying to get their education, whether it be for nursing or whatever, and they may be a single mom. So I believe my story will touch other people. So as I stated, I had 6 more core classes to complete. My oldest daughter was 6 going on 7, and I had a 3-month-old baby that I was also nursing. So to make a kind of a long story short, because I really want to get my testimony across, because it will touch someone, I'm quite sure it will. So I had to go meet my advisor, my nursing advisor, so she can tell me what classes I need to take and everything. So, and I had already got accepted for the nursing program. Yes, with 6 more core classes. And normally they will not allow you into nursing school if you still have core classes remaining. But God, okay? But God. So I'm sitting there. I believe I just had my baby, my oldest girl. She was in school. So she asked me some questions, and me just being me, I was like, yeah, I'm a single mom. I have a 6-year-old, then my baby here. And she was like, whoa, you still have 6 more courses. Ain't you a single mom? I just don't know if you'll be able to handle all of this. So she was like, well, let me go and find out from the director, the nursing director, and see what she says. So, okay, yes, I'm in defeat. And I told her, I said, and while you're going, ask her, will I have to reapply to nursing school? So she said, okay, I'll ask. Me being down, I was like, oh my gosh, you're not going to let me in, and all of this and all of that. Well, I saw one of my coworkers, because I was also working in the hospital as a patient care tech. She was like, she saw how I was looking, and she also overheard the conversation. And she was like, Monique, don't let her tell you that you're not ready for nursing school, for nursing classes. She said that should be your choice. Don't let her discourage you. So I was like, okay, you know, and she really helped me, because I was thinking, oh, I can't, they're not going to let me in. Well, when she came back, she said, well, yes, they say that you will have to reapply to nursing school in the nursing program. So I was like, nope, I'm not going to do that. And she was like, well, you're a mother of 2, a single mom. How are you going to handle that? And I said, well, I don't believe in giving up. I believe in at least giving it a try. And then if it becomes too much for me, then I will decide. But I don't need you to decide for me, because she was telling me, well, maybe you just need to go to school part-time, and just trying to dictate my life. Yeah, dictate my life and tell me what I need to do. So, because I was a full-time student and working and a single mom. But God. Okay, so anyways, I went ahead and I applied for, I stayed in the program. And it was tough. I kind of jumped ahead of myself too, because I was working as a CNA. I gained experience as a medical assistant. I gained knowledge as a patient care tech. I gained knowledge, because it allowed me to get familiar with the nursing field, get familiar with patient care, how to present myself when I go in a patient's room, to see the doctors and the nurses interact with one another. So everything that I did, I said it was the back row of me becoming a nurse, but I believe the back row for me gave me a lot of benefits. It gave me a lot of courage. It gave me a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and just I was comfortable. I was comfortable, and I felt like I was ready. When God spoke to me and said, it's time for you to get back in nursing school, I was ready. And my instructors, you guys, were so amazing. One in particular, she was so amazing. She always encouraged me, because yes, it was hard. It was extremely, extremely hard. Don't get me wrong. Oh my gosh. It came to a point where I was actually failing 2 of my nursing courses. Let me turn this TV off in the background. I was actually failing 2 of my nursing courses, And at this time, I want to say maybe I was a junior. I believe I was a junior, and I was actually failing two of my nursing courses. And my instructor, she, the one who just encouraged me a lot, she talked to me and she was like, listen, Monique, you know, you're doing, because I made A's and B's in high school. So to go to college and making A, B's, and C's, and now F's, I was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? And she was like, you are a mother of two. So your C is like a B, and your B is like a A. And she said, yes, you are failing two of your courses, but maybe you can go part-time. Maybe it's something that you can do so you can continue the nursing program. So I thought about it, and that's what I did, you guys. I decided to drop one of my courses. And yes, it was a course that I was actually doing well in. No, I take that back. One of the, I think it was the assistant director. Now check this out. She was trying to tell me to drop the class that I was actually making A's in. Yeah. She said that I should drop the class. Yeah, she was actually telling me that I needed to drop the class that I was making A's in and continue with the two classes that I was actually failing. And I said, no, I don't think that's what I want to do. I think it would be beneficial to me to drop the class, one of the classes that I'm failing, and keep the class that I'm making an A's in, and then continue with the other class that I'm actually failing. Well, then you won't be within the program. There's certain classes that you're supposed to take to stay on the program. And I say, look, I understand what you're saying, but this is what I feel that will work better for me. So that's what I did. I kept the class that I was making A's in. I dropped one of the classes that I was failing, and I kept the other class that I was actually failing. And you guys, the class that I was failing, I was 1 point away from a B. So my score was like a 78 point something, you know. So when you apply to nursing school, don't feel like you have to follow the curriculum to the T, because you don't have to. And don't let your advisor and your professors try to tell you what will work better for you. And yes, I know they probably have the best regards towards you, but you know yourself better than they do. Okay, so go into it with the mindset like that. So to continue my journey, I did complete my 6 core classes while I was in the nursing program. Now check this out. I know I'm kind of all over the place. I'm sorry. For the very first time, because you guys know, maybe you don't know, but they normally do not offer nursing classes during the summer. Well, that particular year they did. They offered, I think it was psych nursing, mental health nursing, and it was another one. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I've been a nurse now for 11 years, so I'm trying to remember everything. But yes, I know medical health was being offered that particular summer. And I remember the instructor saying, this has never been done. Nursing classes are normally not offered during the summer, but this particular summer it did. So guess what, guys? That was a blessing from God, because I needed that. So what I was able to do while I was taking some of my core classes, I was also able to take that nursing class during the summer. And oh my gosh, it was a blessing, because I was able to graduate with my class, because if the nursing class was not offered during the summer, and if some of my core classes wasn't being offered during the summer, then that meant that I had to wait an additional semester to graduate. But God, I know I keep saying but God, because truly God was with me while I was in nursing class. I mean, everything that normally did not happen, that the nursing program did not allow, that some of the classes during the summer wasn't allowed, it's like God opened up those doors because, like I said, he spoke to me and told me that it's time for you to get back in nursing school. And you guys, oh my gosh, it was like it was so much easier. I mean, in one of my let me see, I want to get the class correct. I think it was the adult, oh gosh, what's the name of it, you guys? The adult health. I believe it was adult health. It was adult health 1 and adult health 2. Well, adult health 2, you guys, is normally really, really hard. I made a B. I made a B out of class. Actually, that was one of the classes that I was failing. And that's the class that I dropped. And I kept the pharmacology class and made almost a B out of that class. But the adult health 2 that I actually picked back up that following semester that I was failing, I end up making a B out of that class. So don't get discouraged. Don't allow instructors to tell you what you need to do. Don't allow advisors to tell you, oh, you need to drop out, or you need to start out being part-time and then pick up your courses. Do what's right for you. Do what's best for you. And if you do have to drop down and go to school part-time, don't look at that as, oh my gosh, you know, I'm not ready, or oh my gosh, I'm not going to graduate with my class. Screw the class. Screw the people that you know, because this is about you. This is about your future, okay? So don't try to keep up with Sally Joe or Jimmy Lee or whatever. It's about your future. It's about your life. As long as you complete it, whether it takes you 6 years or 7 years to get through nursing school, because it did for me. Because when I started out, when I graduated from high school, I think I did 2 years. I did not pass that first course, so I took a step back. So that was probably maybe, what, 3 or 4 years? Or something, somewhere along that line, you guys, that I actually got back into school. And then it took me an additional, I think, 3 more years to actually finish. So again, don't get discouraged, okay? Now, just to talk about how some of my study habits, because I was a single mom, again, with 2 kids, okay? Shall I say churn? I ain't gonna say churn. 2 kids, okay? And my oldest was in school. I was breastfeeding my baby, so I had a lot of stressors. I was working, so I could not read those gigantic books. I could not read all those chapters. 30 chapters to read in one class, 30 chapters to read in the other class, papers that you had to do. You guys, I couldn't hang. I couldn't do it. So I went to Barnes and Nobles, and I do not remember the name of the books, but it was more of a condensed form of adult health. More of a, I believe those are the only 2 books that I bought, was for adult health 1 and adult health 2. I bought the condensed version of the books, and please forgive me, but I cannot I cannot recall the name of the books, but I'm quite sure if you go in Barnes and Nobles and look around or ask someone, they will be able to help you. Again, I apologize, I do not remember the name of the books. So I would read those. It was almost like an outline form, so I would read those. I would kind of compare. I would still read some of the chapters in the book and kind of skimmed over it, but you guys, I could not comprehend 30 chapters in one class, 30 chapters in the other class. I had too much going on in my life. I just couldn't do it. So that worked for me. I was able to pass my classes. I was able to graduate, like I said, with my class, that when I started nursing class again, nursing program again, I was able to continue with that same class. So when I graduated, you guys, when I walked across the stage to get my degree, oh my gosh, y'all, that was a wonderful, and yes, I say y'all, that was a beautiful moment. My baby at that time, she was 2, so that meant my oldest was 9 or either 10, because they're like 7 years apart. So, and for them to see, oh, I'm trying not to cry, y'all, because this brings back memories, you guys. And if it wasn't for God, I know that I would not have made it. And if it wasn't for the support team that I had, my family, my pastor, you guys, I know that I would have not had made it. And I sacrificed a lot. I was determined. And I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I didn't care what people said. I didn't care if they was like, why is she still in nursing school? Shouldn't she have graduated by now? You guys, when I walked across that stage and my kids was able to see me walk across that stage and my family, and when I got back to my seat, I was still crying. And the young lady who was sitting next to me, she was like, Monique, it's over now. Why are you crying? I said, girl, let me tell you, you don't know what it took for me to be where I'm at. You do not know. Oh my God, you just don't know what I went through to get where I'm at. Okay. So, yeah, that was a testimony. And just to tell you guys a little bit about, with the nclex, the first time I took the test, I knew I wasn't ready, but because everybody else was like, "Ooh, I already applied, registered to take my test. Have you? So yeah, I felt stressed, and I was like, no. So guess what I did? I registered for the test. Don't do it because other people are doing it. If you feel like you're not ready, go with that gut feeling if you're not ready. So I took the nursing test, and I think I had 130 questions. And when I went online to see my grade, they do not tell you what your score was. It's either a F for fail or P for pass. And I checked it at work, and I saw an F. I saw that I failed. That was a big blow. It was hard, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And during the time for me, I think if you fail, I believe you can register within, I want to say, a couple of weeks, maybe within a couple of weeks. So, but I was like, nope, I'm gonna make sure I'm ready. That was in, let me see, I graduated in May of 2010. Yeah, May of 2000. No, wait a minute, not 2010. 2005. What's wrong with me? May of 2005, I graduated. And so I believe it was in July when I first tried to take my test. And again, I didn't pass. So I waited until the following year of February. Well, January. It was either January or February. And I took the test again. Now, this time, you guys, well, before I talk about that, the way that I study, and again, I'm sorry, I do not remember the name of the book. I know it was for nclex. It was a book for nclex. I'm sorry, I do not remember the book. Again, I purchased a book from Barnes & Nobles, and I'm quite sure they still have those books. But that's how I study. I did not take an additional class. There's classes that you can actually register for and you can attend, and they kind of like go through each subject. And I believe they also give you tests, almost like a mock exam for the nclex. And I believe that was like $400 or maybe $200. Well, I didn't have the money to do that, so I chose not to. So my study method came from me getting that book from Barnes & Nobles, the nclex study guide book, and that's what I use. Now, my baby girl, she ended up getting sick, and I believe she was 3 at this time. She ended up having to be hospitalized. So guess what? It was within 2 weeks, I believe, of me taking my test. So I took my book with me. When she was asleep, I would study. All in the middle of the night, you guys, I would study. So when it came time for me to take my test, you guys, I had all of the questions. 265 questions. Let me get close. 265 questions. That's what I had. I was sitting there at that computer. I no longer cared if I passed or failed. I said, God, I just want this computer to turn off. I was tired of reading. I was tired of answering questions. The proctor saw me, and she actually came and got me. It was like, you need to take a break. You guys, I had a migraine headache, and I think I was more nervous because I knew I didn't fail the first time. I mean, I didn't pass the first time, so I was under more pressure. I was like, I have to pass, I have to pass, I have to pass. And getting all of those questions, I was comfortable when it was in the 100, but then it started getting to 200, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So she told me to take a break, go get some water, take a breather. She gave me some ibuprofen, or either I had some ibuprofen in my locker. Because you have to lock everything up when you go and take your test. I don't know if things have changed now, but that was like 11 years ago. So, and it was here in my city. I didn't have to drive to Atlanta to take the test. It was actually here in my city. I live in Savannah. So, once I came back, refreshed myself, got my mind back together, I was able to complete it. But yeah, I did have 265 questions. Yeah. But I was at home. I said, this time I'm going to check my grades at home. I was at home. My kids were asleep. And I said, okay, I'm going to look. You guys, when I saw that P for pass, oh, I got my praise on. Oh, yes, ma'am. I got my praise on, my shout, my shout, my shout, my shout. So then I called my parents on three-way. I called my mom, and I called my dad and my stepmom, and they were all on three-way. And I told them, I said, I just want y'all to know that you guys are now talking with y'all daughter, who is now a registered nurse. Baby, that felt so good to say. Okay? That felt so good to say. So, guys, don't give up on your dream. I mean, a lot of stuff has happened in the medical field now. If you have to take that back road the way that I did, I will applaud you, because as I stated, it gave me a lot of confidence, you guys. When we did clinicals, there was a particular nursing student, when we became friends, and she was so afraid to even go in the patient room. She was like, well, what do I say? What do I do? And I was like, you say good morning, and you tell them who you are, you introduce yourself, and then you tell them what you're here to do, and you ask them if you have any questions. I mean, I just thought that was odd that she asked me what is she supposed to do. But she never had any experience. She never worked in the hospital, she didn't have any clinical experience. So I can understand that with being a new nursing student and for clinicals and going in the patient room, she was nervous. But with me, it was easy with me. I've always been a people person. I've always talked to strangers, as my mom said, you'll talk to anybody, you don't care who it is. That's just me. My personality, that's just me. So, but again, by me taking that back role and being a nursing assistant, certified nursing assistant, medical assistant, patient care tech, all of that was beneficial to me. I believe it helped my journey as becoming a registered nurse. So yeah, I applaud you guys. Like I said, a lot of stuff has changed in the medical field. Doctors don't really collaborate with the nurses like they should. You know, I was used to being called into the room with the doctors as they go over the patient care, discharge, or what's the next step. I was used to that. But now, you guys, doctors go into patients' rooms and talk to them, and you know nothing about it. Not all doctors. So not all doctors do that, but most of them, yeah. And then you go in the patient's room, the patient's like, oh, well, the doctor says so-and-so and so-and-so. Can you explain that? Can you tell me what's that about? You know, I mean, I wasn't used to that. I was used to being there with the doctor and the patient and family members as he discussed the next step in their plan of care. So I can be advised, so I can know what's going on, and not just reading orders, because sometimes patients have questions that they need to ask, and I'm supposed to be the patient's advocate. So I feel like if I'm in the room with the doctor and he's explaining something and maybe the patient didn't ask the question, Or maybe the doctor didn't give them the chance to ask questions. I don't know. I know doctors are busy, they have other patients, but when you're in that room with that patient, that's the only person that should be on your mind at that time. So if the family have questions or if the patient have questions, then I feel like the doctor should give them that opportunity. Now, is the doctor there able to be there for a whole hour? No, I know he isn't. But at least with me being in the room at that time, hearing what the doctor told the patients, I can kind of like be able to go over more questions if the family has more questions, or if the patient has more questions. So, but yeah, don't get discouraged. I would say if that's where your heart is to become a nurse, then fulfill your dream. And if you want to go further and become a nurse practitioner or a doctor or whatever, don't be discouraged, you guys. Whatever first step you have to take, whether that be a certified nurse assistant, a medical assistant, patient care tech, LPN, get your 2-year degree in nursing before your 4-year degree of nursing, which that's what a bachelor degree is. A bachelor degree is your 4-year, associate degree is 2 years. I don't know if there's a lot of schools that's still doing the 2-year program, but I just wanted to go ahead and get it over with because I had already took the back row, so I just went for it. And just don't give up. Whatever level you have to start on, don't give up. Keep your head up. Trust God. Be confident. Believe in yourselves. Put all those negativity people to the side. Be like, you know what? Yeah, let me park you right here on the curb. You can't take this drive down this journey with me because you're a stumbling block. So I need to park you right here on the curb because I don't need to hear all that negativity because I'm about my nursing journey right now, and therefore, yeah, I'll check you later. That's what you have to do with some people, you guys, in order to fulfill your dream. But I'm going to get off now because I'm going to church. I'm about to preach, okay? But yeah, just keep your head up, and I applaud you. I applaud you. I applaud you. And I will also I'm trying to think of her name. I believe her name was Kelly. I'm sorry, the young lady who left a comment below for me to do a video with my nursing journey. I know it's quite lengthy. Again, I do apologize, but I just wanted to get my testimony across and hopefully help someone in becoming a nurse. Don't give up on your dreams, okay? You guys, I'm going to go. Be blessed. But remember to love yourself and be true to yourself. And girl, or boy, get your life, okay? Don't let nobody stop you. You can only stop yourself. Because even if people are being negative, guess what? You choose to listen to that negativity. You can shut them down real quick. You can shut them down real quick and say, nah, talk to the hand. Do they still do that? Talk to the hand. Talk to the hand because I'm not listening, okay? So, to me, you can only stop yourself, put it that way, because you can choose whether you want to listen to them or not. You can choose if you want to believe in them or not when they tell you you can't do something, because guess what? People is telling me, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that. Yes, I can, and yes, I did. Okay, my kids are now 22, 8, and 14, and my oldest, she's getting ready to graduate in December. So don't, and she has a journey too, but I'm not going to tell her journey because she's probably going to do a video about her college experience. But yeah, she has quite a story too. But anyways, you guys be blessed. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you share all these videos. Make sure you go back and watch my other videos. Y'all give me some love out there, okay? Give me some love. Give me some love. I love you guys. Y'all stay blessed. This is Simply Monique. Bye, guys. Mwah. Hi guys, I wanted to do a video about being a traveling nurse. I am a traveling RN. This is my first assignment